What's up, YouTube? Streaming live on TikTok and YouTube. Lots of times I'll talk about link in bio. For you on YouTube, it's actually the link in the description. Okay, we're gonna talk ETH merge. We're gonna maybe look at some charts today, stuff like that. Let's start streaming. Now we're gonna start streaming live on the old TikToker. Let's wait for some people to roll in. We just started streaming, so give it a minute. Let me go back to OBS real quick. Okay, decent. Drink some coffee while I wait. What's up, everybody? I want to talk a lot about the ETH merge today because I think that's something that we should be talking about. There were some announcements over the weekend, stuff like that. Yeah, I think we should be talking ETH merge and what that's going to mean. We'll take a look at some charts too. You know the deal though, as soon as we get to 100 likes, we will get rolling with the homies. As soon as we hit a Hondo like, streaming live on TikTok and YouTube. What's up, Ace? But there's some stuff going on, that's for sure. We still got to talk a little macro. As soon as we get to 100 likes, we'll get rolling. Let's see some likes rolling in. Come on, you can do it. Tap the screen. Take a look at some charts too. See what's going on there, what we think is going to happen. But I think ETH merge is the big thing to talk about right now, amongst some other things. I just want to have mostly a discussion with you guys today, more than looking at charts. But we'll look at a few charts, that's for sure. Streaming live on TikTok and YouTube. Daily crypto bull across all the socials. Oh, there we are. We had 120 likes. Let's just start out by looking at the lifetime chart of Bitcoin. I want you all to remember this is the lifetime chart of Bitcoin. Good morning, a little bit from New Zealand. Good morning. This is a lifetime chart of Bitcoin, right? This is 13 years. These are all monthly candles, right? Price go up, price go down a lot. Price go up a lot, price go down a lot. Price go up a lot, price go down a lot. Price go up a lot, price go down a lot. And we're in the price go down a lot area, right? See these blue lines here? These are Bitcoin halving events. As you see, the price takes off. After these blue lines, here's the next one in about March 2024. But you see we're in that zone where we're in price go down time, right? And so that's what's going on here. Every time, that's proven to be the best time to get in, right? I'm not giving financial advice here. I'm just showing you a statistical fact. Anyways, that's what we got for there. So keep paying attention. The fact that you're in here, the fact that you're paying attention right now, in my opinion, as long as you keep paying attention, you are absolutely going to make it. Because back here in this time, so many people left. And that's why they missed out. They didn't get back in until, around here. They're like, oh my God. It's like, oh, it went up again, oh my God. Now there's a lot of people thinking, oh, it's dead, blah, 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 blah. They don't understand the cycles. If you don't understand the Bitcoin halving, it's the most important thing to understand in crypto. If you don't understand it right now, we're mining 900 Bitcoin a day. After this, we'll mine only 450. So the amount of Bitcoin that gets mined per day gets cut in half. This has a dramatic effect on supply and demand dynamics, and price shoot up. That's what goes on. Perfect time for research. I agree, Ace. This is the best time for research because this is a time when there's actually innovation. This is real innovation. Like in the bull market, people just put stuff out because everything goes up. But in the bear market, things actually have to be quality and innovative. And the people that are building things in the bear market are in it for the tech, for the actual innovation. I'm not saying, oh, look at us, we're all so good. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the people that are building in the bear market are legit. That's what I'm saying. Thanks to all the follows coming in. What do you guys want to talk about the merge? Let's talk about the merge. Let me suck that down real quick. Let's go to the merge real quick. Let's talk Ethereum merge, because this to me is one of the biggest things to ever happen in crypto. Right? We got Vitalik here today saying, Vitalik saying blockchain's highly anticipated merge will happen in August. That is not exactly what he said. What he said, what he said is if there are no problems, then the merge will happen in August. I anticipate there will be some problems. But what they're doing is they are rolling out, where does it say it here? Come on, where do you say it? You said it. Boy, I'll tell you what, Fortune, it just nails me on the desktop. Oh my God. Stop with all the pops and everything. It's too many. Where is it? There's a big thing to look at here in terms of the merge. Where was it? Where was it? Here it is. So this right here. Check this out. Buter's comments come after Ethereum developers confirmed Ropsten, one of Ethereum's key test networks, will undergo the merge on June 8th. That is a really, really big deal. So when he talks about as long as things don't go wrong, if such problems occur or delays arise, merge might be pushed to September or October, he said. So I'm anticipating more of September, October. Frankly, at this point, I actually would rather it happen later. Straight up, why do I want that? Because when you look at the global macroeconomic landscape, it's just so nasty that for this massive event to happen, it's harder for me to predict what's going to happen, right? I know long term this is extremely bullish for Ethereum, in my opinion, because it makes everything, it makes Ethereum deflationary. So that means every day, like today, there will be less Ethereum today than there was yesterday. Like that's what deflationary means. So supply and demand, talk about holy mother. Vitalik also said 6 to 9 months for proof of stake in 2015. I know, but something I really encourage people to do, and there will be one this Friday, they do an Ethereum core developer call, and they stream it live on YouTube. I highly recommend watching that. It's kind of boring, it's kind of dry, it's kind of technical, and I don't follow it all the time, but I get the big points. And this is why I've been saying to you guys for the past week and a half that I'm like, I really think the merge is going to happen around August, September. If you've been on here, you've been hearing me say that. And I said exactly why, because I get on those ETH core dev calls and I'm like, oh, they're going to start launching on the test nets on their, they call them something else. I know it's called testnet on there, but I refer to them something else like associated. But anyways, Ropsten, etc. is that. I was like, oh shit, they're going to do the merge on the testnets in like June, it looks like. And so I'm like, that puts them out to about August, September. And that's why I've been saying to you guys for the past couple weeks or so, week and a half. A couple weeks, actually, because it wasn't from the last call. It was from the one before that. I'm like, holy crap. And then the last one they talked about, the one before that they talked about rolling out the testnets in June. So what's this mean? What does this mean? I have been stacking Ethereum because it's the number one thing I accumulate. Let's look at some comments here real quick. Well, now let's look at some charts. We'll get back to the merge, talk a little bit more about that in a bit. Let's just look at the old Bitcoin chart, see what's going down. While we get the Ethereum chart up, I got these lines drawn here. If you are in my Discord or if you follow me in the text group, again, click the link in the bio, in the TikTok bio, and take you to my resources page. There is a text group that you can get in that's still free, and the Discord. I'm in there a bunch. And I've been posting in there back here because I saw this channel, and we took trades down here, up here, down here. I didn't take any trades up here because I was watching it bounce, and then it went down here, and I saw that, and I thought, okay, well, that means when it comes back up, it's probably going to go up here, so I took a trade here. And I took one here, but it was kind of freaking me out with how sideways it was going, so I got out. But made a good amount of money in this trade here, in this time frame. So be sure to check that stuff out. Does Voyages has a wallet? Oh, you probably mean Voyager? Yes, Voyager has wallets. So Voyager, if you're in the States, you can use Voyager. It's definitely the one that I use the most and I recommend the most. But link in bio, resources page, this is the link for Voyager. Because you get interest on your crypto, right? I'm getting 9% on my USDC coin. Now, in terms of stable coins, to me that is by far the most stable coin because it's actually backed by real dollars. Use this code too, you'll get some free Bitcoin. You sign up, but I get free interest on my Bitcoin and on my Ethereum. Like I get 4.5% on my Bitcoin, 4% on my Ethereum. And it's not locked up or staked. Like I can move it, sell it, do whatever. Publicly traded company, all that stuff. It's as secure as Coinbase and Crypto.com and all that stuff. But that's Ethereum. Ethereum seems to be trying to be moving up in this channel, but now it's kind of coming down a bit. So it's kind of interesting what's going on here. It's just trading overall pretty sideways, right? You can see just here and here, it's seeming to meet resistance up here at about 21.50, getting support down here at about 1900. So when it was at 1900, I definitely did some DCAing on that. Thanks for all the follows coming in. Is Voyager a rebrand of Bitcoins from 2017? I don't know. I don't think so, but I don't know. That's something I've never heard or anything like that, but I don't know. but it's a publicly traded company again. Use any decentralized exchanges? I do, absolutely. Sometimes you have to, Alex. Absolutely, sometimes you have to. Let's go to Bitcoin real quick. Let's look at the old Bitcoin. It was trading in this channel too, and then it broke, and now it bounced right off the top of the bottom of this old channel, and now it's kind of in this thing where it seems to be kind of, I don't know what it's doing. It's bouncing around between, 30,500 and 28.7, something like that. So I don't know. This is choppy to me, and I just don't know what it's going to do. So I'm kind of out at the moment. Does Voyager sell XRP? Because I buy mine on KuCoin. No, Voyager does not do XRP because of the SEC thing. I usually buy my XRP on Uphold. KuCoin's okay. Do you use Bitcoin pairings? I don't. I'm not in any DeFi right now other than some stablecoin spots. But most of my crypto is sitting on Voyager right now because it's getting interest safely, right, in a secure platform. And all I have right now is Bitcoin, Ethereum, and USDC. Those are the only things I have right now. Because I sold all my altcoins several weeks ago, and I told you guys that I sold all my altcoins. And granted, I sold them all to raise funds to buy as much other side land as I could, and I didn't get any damn other side land. So I had all this cash, and I'm like, well, do I want to buy altcoins back? And no, I did not. Hey, by the way, we got 150 people on here. We're at 393 likes. Could you guys smash some likes and throw us up over 1,000? I bet you can do it literally like 15 seconds. What's going on with Bitcoin? I think overall what we really need to look at is, I think it's a better Q&A day. Let's just chat. Let's just chit chat. By the way, I'm going to be traveling and having some events going on over the next couple weeks, so my live streams won't be as frequent. Like tomorrow, I'm taking off and to go out to the wilderness a bit and go mushroom hunting. And then I got some graduations to go to. I even got a wedding that I'm in, stuff like that over the next couple weeks. So my live streams will be more infrequent, but I'll still be posting and stuff like that and getting on when I can. What question was that? What's going on with Bitcoin? Well, the best question is what's going on with the macroeconomic landscape of the globe, right? We have the Fed pushing up interest rates, right? So that lowers demand for money, for borrowing money, which is new money coming into the supply. So we have a decreased supply flow, and they're going to start selling bonds into the market, sucking cash out of the economy and the globe starting June 1st. Very interesting, and things that went down so much. Hulk God says, I'm going to open up a Voyager wallet because that's an awesome rate. Thanks for the info. You're welcome. And it's not a Voyager wallet. Like they just like Coinbase, they have wallets. You got a Bitcoin wallet, Ethereum, Cardano, USDC, and your whatever coin is in each one of those things. And you can use two-factor authentication, all that stuff to secure. The biggest risk you have by using Voyager or Coinbase or something like that is you. You need to set up the proper security. You don't got to worry about these things getting hacked. You got to worry about you getting hacked by not having the proper security up. You must have at least two-factor authentication. And in reality, you should probably have a UB key. That was probably the safest way to go. But two-factor authentication, and I use Google Authenticator. It's just an app if you're not familiar. And so every time any transactions go on, I have to literally get the code that changes every about 30 seconds from my Google Authenticator. That's my two-factor authentication. It's custodial, yes. It's a centralized exchange, Ace. Coinbase, KuCoin, Voyager, Crypto.com. These are all centralized exchanges, so it is in their custody. So you have to be very careful about who you use. You got to make sure they have proper security measures. All those ones I mentioned, including Voyager, I feel very strongly about. They're all publicly traded companies. Well, Crypto.com isn't publicly traded, but you know what I mean. These very high-profile companies. So the reality is the real safety issue is you. You need to set up at least some kind of two-factor authentication, and I would do it with Google Authenticator, something like that, instead of just the text message two-factor authentication. Why not just cold wallet storage? You can do that. You can. But when it's sitting on Voyager, I feel very safe about it being on there, and I'm getting interest. I'm getting 4.5% on my Bitcoin, 4% on my Ethereum, 9% on my USDC coin. Granted, you have to be in America to use Voyager. Click the link in my TikTok bio, or if you're watching on YouTube, link in description. Just click this link here. It'll take you here. to my resources page. Voyager's right here. This is my referral link and my referral code. I suggest using it. Obviously, if you're like, hey, I don't want to support this guy, I don't want to use this code, then don't. But use somebody's referral code, because that's the only way that you get $25 in free Bitcoin when you sign up. Well, when you deposit, or when you deposit your first $100 of crypto, or buy your first $100 of crypto. But you get interest on it. There's interest on Cardano. There's interest on so many coins. I'm not sponsored, but if Voyager wanted to sponsor me, I would absolutely accept that sponsorship, because I would be doing exactly what I'm doing now. It's just they'd be giving me money too. Cool. If anyone from Voyager's listening, reach out to me. Let's see here. What else we got? Gemini. I actually have never used Gemini. I don't like the Winklevoss twins. I don't like them. So that's the main reason I just don't care about Gemini. That's just me. Could I be wrong? Of course. You can stake most coins from a cold storage, though. No, you can't. I mean, yes, but then they're not in cold storage anymore, because then they're in the custody of wherever you're staking them. And on Voyager, I'm not staking it. It's just there, like it's sitting on Coinbase. It's just sitting in Voyager in whatever wallets. It's not staked or locked up. And it's not staked. It's just sitting in the wallet. If you stake from a cold storage wallet, I want to be very clear about this. You are putting your coins into the decentralized exchange or DeFi protocol. You can't stake it while it's in cold storage. What are your thoughts on Sandbox game? I think I'm very bullish on Sandbox. Very. If you guys have been listening to me for any amount of time, you know the thing that I'm mostly by far focused on is blockchain gaming. No doubt about it. Blockchain NFT gaming. That is by far where, in this bear market, that is where most of my investment is going. Not financial advice, just my opinions. Can you still get interest if it's in cold wallet? No, I answered that. No, you cannot. I'll use your code. Thanks, Hulk. Is Voyager better than Coinbase? In my opinion, it is. In my Discord, actually, just a couple of days ago, because you get interest, right, without having to lock or stake things up. So right there, it blows Coinbase out of the water. In addition to that, when you buy and sell crypto on there, you don't pay any fees. So you get more crypto for your money, and you get more money for your crypto. In my Discord the other day, I took a picture. Like, I went to buy $1,000 of Bitcoin on Voyager, took a snapshot. 30 seconds later, I went to Coinbase to buy $1,000 of Bitcoin, and it was significant, the amount of Bitcoin I got for my $1,000 on Voyager compared to Coinbase. Because again, I'm not paying fees. And same thing when you sell. So that's why Voyager is certainly my centralized exchange of choice. Thoughts on Kronos DeFi platforms? I don't have many thoughts on those right now. How much interest do you get? It varies on what coin. USDC coin, which in my opinion is by far the best stable coin, the most stable coin, because it's backed by real dollars, 100% by real dollars. I get 9% on that. So instead of my money sitting in the bank, I just put it into USDC coin on Voyager, and there's no fees, right? I transfer my money fee-free from the bank to Voyager. I buy USDC, no fee, and whenever I want, I sell some USD, turn it back into cash, and send it to my bank. And none of this costs me a penny. But instead of it sitting in the bank doing nothing, I have it sitting in USDC coin, earning me 9%. And on Bitcoin, you get 4.5%. On Ethereum, you get 4%. And they pay you on the first of every month, right? So on the first of every month, I get free Bitcoin dropped to my account, free Ethereum, free USDC. And there's other coins too. All of your money, most of my cash is sitting in USDC coin on Voyager, because why in the hell would I have it sitting in the bank doing nothing when I can earn 9%? So I only take it out of there when I need it to like pay some bills. That's me. What's your Voyager code? Mystery box. And you got to be in the US mystery box. But if you click the link in my TikTok bio, right here, it'll take you to my resources page. Just scroll down, and this is Voyager right here. There's my code. That'll get you $25 in free Bitcoin when you deposit or buy $100 in crypto. Let me go back here. Mystery box, good. Yeah. Then you're in the US and you're good to go. Unless you're in New York. I think the people of New York should sue New York State, because it is absolute bullshit that they stop their people from being able to use something like this. It's not to protect you, it's to protect their Wall Street and financial buddies, because it makes them look bad, hurts their business. 9% per year. Everything I'm talking about is per year. but they give you your interest payments on the first of every month. What's in it for Voyager to do that? They use your coins to do exchanges. So they pay you from their fees that they get from people buying and selling on their platform. That's where the interest comes from. Good question. Check UFO. UFO is an interesting one. Yeah, there's no Voyager in Holland. Although, good news, they've been approved to roll out into Europe, but they haven't done it yet. They will be doing it this year, so keep an eye out. Live peer, your thoughts? Probably not something I'm interested in. Really, because of where we're at in the markets, to me, it's Bitcoin, Ethereum. Well, actually in order, Ethereum, Bitcoin, USDC coin. Like that's all I'm paying attention to right now. And then gaming. Like Big Time is a game that I got access to last week because I had a silver pass. So my brother's been playing it because he's got a PC. I don't have a PC, I have a Mac. He had a PC to play it. And he's a gamer. So he's way better at this than I am. And we've been getting some NFTs in that game. And it's a pretty fun game. It's a little grindy. But it's not complete either, but it's like, holy shit, this is just a new model that gaming is going towards. And so if I had to pick one game that I'm by far the biggest on, is Mirandus. And that's done by Gala, but that won't be out for a while, but damn, I'm so bullish on that. You can have businesses in that game. Like I can own a weapons store, an armor shop, a tavern, a dock, a ship, a horse stable. Like it's insane. That Mirandus is that's an actual metaverse. I can't wait for it. Can you transfer from Coinbase? Yes, you can. Yeah, to Voyager? Yes, you can. Because again, you have all your wallets. You got a Bitcoin wallet, Ethereum wallet, etc. You just take your, say, Bitcoin wallet address from Voyager, go to Coinbase, and send your Bitcoin that's on Coinbase over to your Voyager wallet. Check out Sandbox game. It's dope. I agree. Sandbox, I'm very big on. I'm very big on Sandbox. Gala, Sandbox, and then just for actual games, Mirandus. I mean, Sandbox is a game, so you can buy sand. I agree. I'm very big on Sandbox too. I think it's got a very bright future. I'm such a big fan of Animoca Brands, and that's who's behind that game. Yes, you can send some over. I sent Bitcoin. Yes, absolutely. You can send Bitcoin. You can send Ethereum. You can send anything that's on Voyager. Voyager has most things. Upland. I don't know what Upland is. But let's talk about the ETH merge a bit. I'm conflicted because of the macroeconomic landscape. I'm just not sure. I mean, the Ethereum merge is definitely going to, I think, because they got announced over the weekend, Vitalik said all that, and the price didn't really move much. So I don't think people are believing it, and or I think there's so much bearishness going on that people are very hesitant to buy, myself included. I've been DCAing into Ethereum, but I follow all this very closely, and I'm very bullish on Ethereum long term. Buff, do you feel safe with your money in Voyager? How safe is it? It's a publicly traded company. It's you can go look them. I'd say go look them up. I mean, I feel as safe with them as I do with Coinbase or Crypto.com. That's how safe I feel. The biggest risk is you. Will you set up proper two-factor authentication so someone can't SIM swap you? SIM swap, which has nothing to do with the platforms. It has to do with you. But to get back to what I was saying, Noble Lauren, I already have a Voyager account but haven't added money. Can I still use your promo code? Maybe. I would look around. I'm not sure about that one. But can you make so much profit before paying tax? I'm not sure what your question means. Crypto to the moon. Polygon, my thoughts. I'm bullish on Polygon long term too, but I want to talk about the merge a bit more. I don't think the market believes the merge is going to happen, and they're kind of like, yeah, whatever, probably going to delay it again. I'm telling you, this time, it's really, really close, and it's going to make Ethereum deflationary, basically, meaning that every day there's going to be less Ethereum than there was the day before. And with its use case and its usability, wow, what a big deal. So I've been DCAing Ethereum. That's the main thing I've been buying. And in terms of gaming, I'm waiting. Not that I'm not bullish on the games. I just think things are going to go lower, right? I kind of hope the merge gets delayed, to be honest with you, because it's happening in a pretty, in my opinion, non-opportune time, in my opinion. Because Look at the macroeconomic landscape. I mean, it is nasty. All assets are going down big time. And it's not just coincidence. It's because the Fed's raising interest rate, and on June 1st, they're going to start actually sucking money out of the economy by selling bonds into it. They're going to sell about 30-some billion a month, and then in July, they're going to go to 60, and by end of August, they're going to go to 90 billion. They're going to be selling bonds into the market, sucking cash out and holding it. So there's going to be less money in circulation. Again, all this is to raise the value of the dollar. And as the value of the dollar goes up, the buying power of the dollar, assets need to go down. Because they can't happen together. They can't happen together. If assets are going up, the value of the dollar is going down. If the value of the dollar is going up, assets go down. It works like a teeter-totter. And all their power is going towards raising the value of the dollar. Crypto is one of the first things to bleed, right? Because it's the most speculative, it's the least established. Get butthurt about it if you want, but it's the truth. I mean, look at me, daily crypto bull. I'm saying it. I'm not some crypto bear, although currently I am daily crypto bear because we're in a bear market, and I need to look at things from that perspective about what to do in a bear market is very different than what you do in a bull market. How much should private keys cost me on Coinbase? You can't get private keys on Coinbase or any centralized exchange. Is the merge pushed to July? Well, the merge isn't pushed. It's has an estimated, as long as there's no problems, in August. But there could be problems. I anticipate there will be some problems. So I'm thinking more September, October. But wow. Crypto is creeping up today. Do you think we have bottomed out yet? I absolutely do not. I absolutely do not. Macroeconomics. Look at, I want to explain, hear me on this. Hear me right now. This is a very valuable thing for you to understand. You hear about the Fed raising interest rates. Most people do not understand how huge of a deal that is relating to their investments, including crypto, for sure. Because when the Fed raises interest rates, it's to increase the buying power of the dollar. If you increase the buying power of the dollar, what does that mean for things the dollar buys, such as crypto? Those things have to go down in value. Because if the buying power of the dollar is high, it means it can buy more things for each dollar, including crypto. So crypto has to go down. Stocks have to go down. Hell, the housing market has to go down. But couple that with other inflation, such as necessary items like food, gas, things like that, that makes assets bleed even more. And crypto is the first to bleed, and it will bleed the hardest because it's the least useful, it's the most speculative, and it's the least established. Get butthurt about that if you want, but that's the truth. We have to look at these things objectively. To me, I'm like, yes, bleed, 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 bleed. Because I want that to come down a ton. Because I know there's got to be a bull market around the corner, and probably a year and a half is probably the beginning of a year and a half is probably the beginning of a bull market, as long as the rest of the macroeconomic landscape at least levels out. So that's the way I'm looking. And I'm looking, anything I buy right now, I'm looking at a sell date of roughly April 2025, because that would be about a year after the next Bitcoin halving. If you don't know what the Bitcoin halving is, oh my God, you must know what the Bitcoin halving is. It's the most important thing to know in crypto. But the merge coming up is like a triple Bitcoin halving. It's crazy. Thank you for all the follows coming in, by the way. Is Kava a good buy? In my opinion, no. Unless you're long-term on it. I mean, not for short-term. For long-term, if you're long-term on Kava, then yes. I mean, anything that you believe in longer-term, if you think it's going to be worth significantly more in April 2025, that's my opinion, then yes, it's a good buy. If you don't, then no. If you're looking to make money off it quickly, hell no. Nothing yes, in my opinion. Keep DCA and everyone be fine. Enjoy the salespeople. I agree with you, DJ. But be very selective, right? If you're sitting there, frankly, if you're still like a Shiba Inu person, it's like watching a train wreck that I can't stop. A car crash, I'm like, oh my God, and they're not buying it. You telling me they're buying Shiba and they're not buying Ethereum or Bitcoin? It's just a nasty car wreck that I just see as unavoidable. And it's hard to watch. But I do like Polygon long term. Do you know what the halving is? Laugh out loud. For those of you that don't know, which is, I guarantee some of you on the stream don't know what the Bitcoin halving is. It's when the amount of Bitcoin that can be mined per day gets cut in half. And it happens once about every 4 years. The next one is about March 2024. And if you look over here, this is the lifetime chart of Bitcoin. These blue lines are when the halvings happen. Look what happens to price after the halving. Boom, boom, boom. Here's the next one. Boom. And we're going to be having the Ethereum merge. So interesting. Is Bitrise a scam? I don't know. I don't know anything about Bitrise. Should I keep DCA while the market is on sale? Can't give financial advice, but I am, with Ethereum mostly. But in my opinion, we don't need to be fast about doing anything, because I think we're going lower. There's no reason crypto, of all things in the world, goes up when literally everything else in the world is going down, other than oil and food, which are two of the most essential, vital things on the planet to human beings. I like Polkadot long term, and in my opinion, Polkadot's at a great price long term. I like Polkadot too. You think there'll be a short rally with ETH 2.0 and then a proper bull market with the halving? Great question, Jack. That's the question. That is the question, isn't it? I can't help but feel wherever ETH is at, when people start to actually believe the merge is going to happen, I can't help but feel ETH's going to go up. And then other things are probably going to come with it. So ETH will probably be the leading crypto thing, and then Bitcoin will go up behind it, where everything typically follows Bitcoin. That's what I think. But it's in such a nasty time that I don't know how much of an effect it's going to have. Either way, I'm slowly buying small amounts of Ethereum at these prices. Especially when there's a 1 in front, like 1900, I've been buying daily. Because I don't believe in daily cost averaging. I don't believe in weekly or monthly. I believe when it gets to certain levels, then you kick on the gear and you start buying. Not all at once, you just buy at levels on things you truly believe in long term. That's my strategy anyways. Cardano's one that I'm holding off on. If it gets low enough, I'd buy some when I think we're actually at bottom. Thanks for all the follows coming in, Bart, Rojan. They print money every day. They will never make more Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, there you go. I mean, Ethereum and Bitcoin are the only two things I'm buying right now. And then all my cash is sitting in US. I sold all my altcoins a few weeks ago. About a month ago now. A few weeks ago. Sold them all. And this is before the Luna UST thing. Thank God I did. And I only kept my Ethereum and Bitcoin, and then I put it all into USDC coin, and I've been getting 9% on Voyager. And then I've been taking some of that and buying my Ethereum and Bitcoin on Voyager, mostly Ethereum, because I know the merge is coming up, and I think Ethereum has more of an upside risk-reward ratio in terms of gains, percentage-wise, even though they're both great, in my opinion. They're the only two things I'm buying. And then I'm paying very, very close attention to blockchain and NFT gaming. Carlosis says, sold mine today. What'd you sell, Carl? But Hulk makes a good point. They print money every day. They will never make more Bitcoin. Totally. But right now, this is a rare time that this happens, about once every 10 years. The government is actually trying to suck money, dramatically lower the money printing they're doing, and suck money out of the economy. So there's actually less US dollars available in circulation today than there was yesterday, hence deflation. That's where the Fed and all the powers that they have and the government is trying to do right now. So this is a exceptional time. Most of the time it's just money going down, inflation. But they need to deflate it, and they know that. So that means assets go down in value as the value of the dollar goes up with deflation. Gala is amazing. DJ, Mirandus is the number one game that Mirandus is the most exciting game to me. And Gala's making it because I think it can be the first real metaverse. And by metaverse, I don't mean Ready Player One. No. I mean a game that is like life, because I see life as a game. I see life as a game, right? We play a bunch of games, right? Play this money game, we play this life game, we play this relationship game, this driving game, this business game, this YouTube game. It's all a game. Life is a freaking game. And so if you can put that into an actual like game, what we think of as games, like digitally, and throw a real true economic component in that is like this life we live, where things are actually necessary and it has a vital component to how making everything move along. It's not about earning, it's about playing a game where the money and the economics within the game are a game. Not like Axie where you click a damn button in the auto battle and you get some money. That's not going to work. It's got to be a real thing that simulates the real world. And Miranda's, to me, is the thing that's doing that. Still a little bit before it comes out. And it's Gala. Like, wow, could I get a more blue chip, highly respected, great track record company to be behind this amazing looking game? No, I couldn't. Like, to me, it's just straight, I have goosebumps thinking about it. You can have businesses within this game. Hear me on this. You can have businesses within that game. You can own a tavern. Well, what are you going to do with a tavern? Real world, remember? We're trying to simulate the real world. Players need to actually eat and sleep in the game to re-energize. So they go to a tavern. Plus they can meet other players in the tavern, right? You can own a weapons shop. So people come in there. That's where they buy weapons. They can come into an armor shop. They can come into a milk stand, because you got to get that too. You can go to a horse stable to buy horses. You can have a horse stable and breed horses. Like, it's a real world. This is a metaverse. Not Ready Player One. This is a metaverse in a game. Because life is a game. Life is a game. Might not be a game you like, but it's a game. That's why I look at it. Anyways. Bitcoin is up against USD. Yeah, no shit. That's a very good point, Carl, or Ace. I mean, I'm buying BIT, ETH, XRP. XRP would probably be my number 3 too in terms of crypto coins. Things are gonna be really cheap in August. I agree, Hulk. That's where I'm at. We're like, the merge. I actually want the merge to get delayed because of the macroeconomic landscape. I don't want to have to be so conflicted for me. I want it to be more clear. But nonetheless, I'm gonna Gala. I actually don't have any Gala right now because I think everything's going lower. The only thing I'm doing mainly is buying ETH. I'm buying Bitcoin too, but mostly ETH because I know the merge is gonna be coming up probably within the next several months. But other than that, I expect everything to go down. Not that I expect ETH to go up and everything else go down. Crypto will go up if ETH goes up, but that's just what I'm doing right now. But Gala is very, very high on my list. As a matter of fact, Gala is probably in the top 5 coins that I want to accumulate in this bear market. It has made its way up. What it means, BlackRock downgrades the US stock. Think XRP will blow up like everyone thinks? I think XRP will become the main way money gets moved around the world. I think XRP is going to be a big, big deal because of the Ripple network. You're welcome, C. Mitch. Says, great information. Glad I was able to find your channel. I'm glad you're here too. Thoughts on HBAR? HBAR is an interesting one, right? Because hash graph technology is different than blockchain, but it's another way to kind of do the same thing. So it's really interesting. But that's something that in the bear market is a great time to improve your value of knowledge, research, by researching. So HBAR is something that I'm definitely going to be spending more time understanding and thinking about. AMP. I don't know enough about AMP. A lot of people talk about AMP, but it's not high on my list. Not there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying that none of us can focus on everything, so we got to pick our things. And to me, the main thing that I'm focusing on is blockchain and NFT gaming. How about Loopring with GME's marketplace? I don't know much about it. On it. HBAR potential price target, please, in 2 years? No idea. And it's almost worthless to ask people's price targets because no one knows. Nobody knows. But in 2 years, I will give you a date. I would say whatever, don't even think about price, just think about a date. What do I mean? April 2025. Why April 2025? Because the next Bitcoin halving is roughly March 2024. So about a year from there, traditionally speaking, will be somewhere very high in the next bull market. So that's a date roughly around that I will be looking to sell things and take profits. So everything I'm doing right now is to accumulate things to sell them in 3 years. Yeah, it's impossible to know. It really is. The best you can do is maybe estimate what the crypto total market cap is going to be. That's probably about the best you could do. Especially with something like HBAR, right? That's so hard. But I will say that HBAR, as long as it sticks around and keeps doing what it does, because it does seem like a very good project to me from what I understand about it, that seems like one that could go up a whole crap ton in the next bull market, which will probably not start, in my opinion, for at least a year, probably a year and a half. And it'll really kick off once the Bitcoin halving happens in March 2024. Do you know about Track or Origin Trail? I do not on it. By the way, little plug real quick. Check out the link in the description. Takes you to my resources page. A lot of good stuff here. There's my YouTube, Twitter, Insta, TikTok, obviously. If you're in America, I really encourage you to take a look at Voyager. Right? This isn't sponsored or anything, but this is where literally almost all my crypto is, because I get interest on my crypto. I'm getting 9% on my USDC coin. That's a stable coin. Always worth $1. It's, in my opinion, the stable coin. And I'm getting 4.5% on my Bitcoin, 4% on my Ethereum, and interest on, I don't have any other altcoins right now, but there is interest available on many other altcoins. If you use this code, you'll get $25 in free Bitcoin when you deposit or buy $100 in crypto. Anyways, I really highly suggest you take a look at Voyager, because that's, again, where most of my crypto is. Not sponsored, just literally that's where everybody I know, I made them get a Voyager account, because it's just ridiculous. On the first of every month, I get free Bitcoin, free Ethereum, free USDC just dropped in my account. Get 9% on USDC. That's cash. That's in my opinion, the actual winning stable coin, because it's actually backed with real dollar bills, not algorithms, real dollar bills. 9%. I hear things about Nexo too, Carl, but I've just liked my Voyager experience so much. I've just stayed there. I've used most of them, but Nexo is one I have not used. Kept on an exchange? Yeah, totally. Regarding Voyager, is that monthly interest? No, God, I wish. If that were monthly interest, that would be very not. That would be very. I would be very skeptical of that. No, it's per year, so 9% per year, but they pay you on the first of every month your interest for whatever your balance was, however they calculate that. Say you had $10,000 in USDC in there as an average balance over the month. So on the first, they would pay you 1/12 of 9% of that $10,000. So that would be like, what would that be? What would 9% of 10,000 be? That'd be $900, right? So 900 divided by 12, so somewhere around $80. They just drop it in your account in USDC on the first. It is hard to beat Voyager. I agree. That's why I use it. But it's only available in America, and New York doesn't let their people use it. But it will be rolling out to Europe. So these are the main things. Like, I don't have a coin for you to go buy. So I'm trying to give you the best things I can give you in the bear market. And to me, getting interest on your crypto, I mean, if you can get interest on your cash, which is USDC coin, just a second. It's by the recycles. So, what was I saying? Getting interest, like I can get interest on my Bitcoin and Ethereum in a safe way, or at least as safe as it can be, right? On a very publicly traded company like Voyager, then to me, like, that's the play. And then I'm just spending my time researching, building knowledge, and studying projects, because what the bear market does is it flushes out all the crap projects, basically all the crap projects, which is most of them. And then you really find which ones are good, which ones are still working and innovating and really doing things. Do you trust exchanges as much as banks, or even more so? I trust them. I mean, by trust, like I don't really trust any third-party company to really like care about me more than they care about themselves. That's not what I would think. But Yeah, banks, like, it's not even really, in terms of security, yes, I trust it in terms of security. Can you lose these coins? Is interest for a staking? No, you don't stake. You're not stake. It's just there, and they're using your coins when people buy and sell on their exchange, and then that's how they pay you. That's how they accumulate the money to pay you the interest. Although they don't charge fees. Did you ever check on the insured deposits with Voyager? I did. So they have the FDIC backing with when you have cash on their exchange. So they're not backing your USDC, which nobody is doing. Coinbase doesn't do that. Crypto.com doesn't do that. Nobody does that. So if you're going to use a centralized exchange, the main ones are pretty much all the same. But your biggest risk, in my opinion, is you. If you don't set up the proper security protocols on your account, like two-factor authentication, and I don't mean with a phone, I mean with like Google Authenticator, then you're just putting yourself at risk. And really, you should probably have a YubiKey also. Cash is, yes. If you have cash on there, it is on Voyager. If it's just sitting in USD, but why would I have my USD sitting there? I turn it all into USDC, so then it's not insured. What are your thoughts on the bottom? But it's not insured anywhere. Nobody does. What are your thoughts on the bottom price of Bitcoin this cycle? That's a good question. I mean, because of the nasty macroeconomic landscape, it wouldn't shock me. I'll give you a range. 9,000 to 20,000. I think the bottom is somewhere in there. Yeah, just like the banks. Because these centralized exchanges, they are banks. That's the way I look at them. They are banks. And if they're giving me 9% to have me sit my cash in there, USDC, which I consider cash. It's not like UST on Luna, USDC. I actually consider that cash because that's actually backed one-to-one with real dollars. It's an actual stablecoin, right? Not backed by some algorithm. What are your thoughts on, I already answered that. I'm backing the truck up at 9K. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But I still always buy more Ethereum than Bitcoin. That's me. But absolutely. That's the thing is like, will the market actually allow that to happen? I don't know. But 9 to 20, it's quite a range, right? Somewhere in there. If I had to pick a number, I'd say 13,500. Everyone's waiting for 20. Yeah, people are. I think people are starting to expect 20. Actually, every day I look, people are talking lower and lower numbers, right? In terms of like they're talking themselves into accepting this nasty overall global market we're in. It's not crypto. It's the whole entire global market. The macroeconomic landscape is just super nasty. Super nasty. Do you think ETH can overtake Bitcoin in market cap in the future? Yes, and I absolutely think it will. I think next cycle it will. I mean, the merge seems like it's going to happen here in the next several months. That is going to make Ethereum deflationary, meaning every day there's less Ethereum than there was the day before. So I think it will absolutely, a flippening will occur. Yes, especially in the next cycle when maybe there's more to be used on Ethereum. Maybe it can't. We might have to wait for the gas fees to get resolved, but with all the layer 2 stuff going on, we'll see. It's definitely going to keep closing the gap. Why Gala? What makes you put Gala on top of over hundreds of similar projects? Give me one project. Gala's not a project. Gala's a company that makes a lot of different games. You tell me one company that compares to Gala. The only one I can think of is Animoca Brands, which is behind Sandbox and many others, but they don't have a coin. So I'm more invested in their games like Sandbox. You tell me one. Gala's not a project. Gala's a company that makes a bunch of games. It's not a project. It's not a one-off. You tell me one thing that compares to Gala. I said that kind of, I was a little hostile about that. That's not what I mean. I mean, I just mean like I'm shocked by the question because I'm so confused by it. What compares? What else do you know out there that compares to Gala? If that's the case, Bitcoin lands between 9 to 20. Where will Ether be? Good question. Somewhere between probably like 750 and 1500, something like that. My best guess. Thanks for the follow, FVC. By the way, another very powerful way, 19K is on the charts if Bitcoin breaks under the 25. I think it will definitely break under that. Voyager code again, John. Good question. So everything I'm talking about, click the link in my TikTok bio, and it will take you to my resources page. All my resources that I think people should have are right here on this page. Scroll down a bit. Here's the Voyager link and the code. Right there. You write it down if you want. Thanks for all the follows coming in. What was I just about to do? Another thing, since we're on the page, is this. This right here, again, not sponsored, but this is the card I use to literally buy everything. This is my Bitcoin rewards card. It's called the Fold card. Check out my Discord while you're here too. This card, I use this to buy everything. Not sponsored. It's just what I use. I buy gas, I buy groceries, I pay my rent, I pay my phone bill, everything with this, because this is the best Bitcoin rewards card there is. It pays the highest rewards. That's what makes it the best. And it's an app. It has an app along with it that you download in the App Store. And you can buy gift cards on there. So for example, I can buy an Amazon gift card and I get almost 7% back. 7 when I buy an Amazon gift card. So if I buy a $100 Amazon gift card, I get back about $7 of Bitcoin. Yes, that is exactly what happens. Amazing. That alone. And the Fold card's free to get. It's not a credit card, it's a debit card. You just deposit money into it. There's no application or anything like that. So I use that because it pays. I'd say overall with everything I buy, I typically average about 2.5% back. But on some things like Amazon gift cards, I get like 7%. That's crazy. The link is click the link in my TikTok bio or in the description if you're watching on YouTube. It'll take you to my resources page. This is just scroll down a bit. Here's Fold right here. You get 5,000 free sats if you use this link too. I don't get a damn thing. That's fine. This is my resources page. Follow me on YouTube too while you're in here. Check out the Discord. Any thoughts on the 30 plus countries meeting in El Salvador to discuss adopting Bitcoin? Yeah, they should. I mean, they don't get it. You don't use Bitcoin. You don't use Bitcoin as currency. You use it to store value. Like, I don't think they really understand that yet, but they should buy some to back their country and just sit on it, like not pay each other with it. Or if they do, like, well, you can't say, oh, I'm going to use it in this country. Like, you can't do that. So I think they should just sit on it and give their country some stability and get loans against it to support their country. In terms of price, do we have a real chance to witness ETH to reach the Bitcoin price? No, I don't see Ethereum reaching Bitcoin price like per coin. I don't see that happening. Or if it does, that would be so many years away. iPad good to use over phone or computer? I'm not sure what you're asking. I mostly do things from my iPhone. Thanks for the follows coming in. The Boss, Jay Willie. XRP bottom price, I don't know. 20 cents. 10 to 20 cents, my guess. Do you only invest in crypto? No, but it is the main thing I invest in. I invest in real estate also. And I'm going to be putting out more content probably on like short-term rentals like Airbnb. I'm probably going to be putting out more content on that. I do that on a different channel though. But I'll probably put some out here. Because it's like you're not making money right now in crypto. You're not making money in about anything. But short-term rentals, cash flowing things like that, Airbnbs, you make a shitload of money there, regardless. Way more than your traditional rentals. Traditional rentals get you about maybe 6% profit a year. Airbnb short-term rentals will get you about 50% profit a year after paying mortgage and all expenses. You're welcome, Amin. Thank you for always providing us with best education knowledge. Truly appreciated. You're welcome, Fanny. I appreciate you. Sorry, I missed part when you said you can take loans to support your country. Can you explain? Like, El Salvador was on the right track, but they took it from the wrong perspective, in my opinion. They bought Bitcoin, which is great, because it's like buying gold. It's digital gold. But they started trying to treat it like dollars, like currency, like to buy and sell and trade with. No. They needed to buy it to give it some time to mature and let it just sit in their country's national vaults to support their country and maybe back their own currency, something like that. They got, I don't know who influenced them so much to do that. Jack Mahler, the Strike, the Lightning Network, Strike. I don't know if that's who influenced, but their perspective they took on Bitcoin to start using it as currency. We all knew, like, what are you doing? Great, it's great for crypto. Period. It's great for Bitcoin, but it's not necessarily great for El Salvador in the short term to start using it to trade with and transact with. The president got a little ahead of himself there. They should have just let it sit in their country reserves to maybe back their own currency eventually, and just start letting this digital gold start getting it and getting ahead of all the first world countries. That's my opinion. Carl says, I'm trading Bitcoin. I trade it all the time. I trade Bitcoin and Ethereum. And by trading, I don't mean buying and selling. I mean, well, like this, like shorting and longing, right? So here with Bitcoin, if you're in my Discord group, definitely join the Discord group. The link is in the, it's right here in the resources page. And the text group too. I said this is the most urgent alerts. Still free to join that. Where'd I go here? Like, we made some good money buying long down here, or taking a long here, taking a short here. So we're profiting when price goes up and when price goes down. That's what I think Carl means by trading. And I do that all the time, because you can do that in any market, right? So I'm just accumulating Bitcoin and Ethereum for free by trading. If you want to learn how to do that, click the link in my TikTok bio. And on my resources page here, the very first button is a free masterclass, how I get Bitcoin and Ethereum for free, even when the price goes down. So check that out while it's still free. That was a great move, though. Carl, yeah, see, absolutely, yeah. See, that Carl, I agree with you, man. Like, it's the main things I do is I sell crypto when it's at all-time highs. I start selling anyways, and then I only buy when it's 40% or more below all-time highs. And of course, it doesn't need to be said, but I'm going to say it. Only of things I believe in, which are very few long-term that I'm that highly convicted enough of. Ethereum being the main one. And then I'm always trading. I'm trading Bitcoin and Ethereum because I can just get free Bitcoin and Ethereum by trading. Is if the price goes up, I get free Bitcoin and Ethereum. If the price goes down, I get free Bitcoin and Ethereum. So I'm always doing that. And then, of course, I'm focusing massively on blockchain NFT gaming. And I'm in big time right now. We got early access to that. I got bought a silver pass. And we've been playing that. My brother's been playing it. I've been watching me streams live on Twitch. And we've gotten some NFTs, some swords and a title, and a dagger. And it's been pretty wild. And I own some space, which is their version of land. I own that in big time. But it's usable. It's not just land, like, oh, what do I do now? Like, I'm going to be able to use it to, like, upgrade NFTs and stuff like that. And I have an exalted space, which is the rarest type of space. So I'll be able to turn my NFTs into, like, exalted NFTs and use those in the marketplace and stuff like that. So I'm very excited, but it's not a finished game yet. But it looks so promising. But Mirandus is the one I'm the biggest on. What's your main focus investing-wise right now? In crypto-wise, I'm really spending this time to research and just get more familiar with things. But the main thing I'm focusing on is blockchain and NFT gaming, and then Airbnb short-term rentals. That's not crypto related, although there is going to be a company coming out where you can buy NFTs and own pieces of their Airbnb rentals. Very excited for that too. How does the music NFT works? That's still developing, but I think that NFTs are going to basically replace the music business as you know it, as most people know it. Because when I sell, like I can make, say, 10,000 NFTs. I'm an artist, I'm a musician, and I say, hey, you know what, my fans, when you guys buy these NFTs, here's what you'll get. You're not just buying an NFT that's a cool piece of art that supports me and you get nothing from it. No, you buy this NFT, you're entitled for life to a piece of my royalties forever. That's a good way to fund yourself, because then you're being funded by your fans, by people that really believe in you, and they will support you, and they will promote you, and you will keep doing you, and you will have creative control over what you do, and not be manipulated and controlled and owned by a music company, a record company. And your fans, say Nirvana was coming. I live in Seattle. Nirvana's from here. Say this technology was around in the 90s, and I ran into Nirvana at some show, and I'm like, oh, these guys are really good. Oh, they're doing an NFT? Oh, okay, I'm going to buy that. So I'll get a little piece of royalties, but really I just believe in them, and I like them, and all that. Imagine how valuable that NFT would be to me now, paying me royalties every month. That's the future of music. NFTs are so big. So fucking big, and we have seen nothing yet. Profile pictures are kind of a joke to me. I think that those are going to go down dramatically. With that being said, profile pictures that have real use and value going forward, they reward you. There's real value in having it. That's different, but that's not most. Do you own Airbnb, or how do you do? There's a lot of different ways to do it. I'll be making more content on that. But it's just like, you get a mortgage for a house, you get a mortgage for a house and just use it as an Airbnb instead. So it's actually easier to get loans for something like that, because if you're going to loan someone money and they said, hey, I want to buy a house, can you loan me money? You'd say maybe. But if I loan you money, I have to depend on you to pay me back, to make the payments. But if you're going to use it as a business like an Airbnb rental, I'm not dependent on you. I'm dependent on that business, and that business model is very well proven, so it's less risk for me to lend you money for something like that. There's other different ways to do it too. You'd actually just go get rentals and get agreements, corporate agreements, that's what they're called, with just people that own houses that are renting properties, and you can go do that, and you can use those as Airbnbs too. That's called, I've never done that, but what's that called? I don't want to call it arbitrage, but something like that. I'm joining your Discord so I can learn more. You're welcome, Priyan's Leo. Yeah, join the Discord. I'm in there a lot. Although over the next 2 weeks I got a lot going on. I have a lot of travel and events that I'm going to. I got graduations. There's even a wedding that I'm in, and I got to travel. So my content is going to be less frequent over the next couple weeks. Plus I'm going to go into the mountains, and I'm going to go around mushroom hunting. So I'm going to be out of service some of the time, stuff like that. But I will be talking more about Airbnb investments, because there's crypto, keep paying attention to crypto, but there's no hurry to do anything. You're not going to be making money from your crypto investments in the short term. In the long term, absolutely. But it's nice to have a diversification. And regardless of that, a cash flowing asset like a real estate, like a short-term rental, Airbnb, is the best thing I know of to set you financially free, because it will pay for your expenses. And you can use it as leverage to get loans for more, and blah, blah, blah. And I do expect housing prices to be coming down because interest rates have been going up. So we've already, because I do real estate too, so I've been already seeing the demand cooling off big time. Will house prices actually go down? I don't know. I think they will, but it's just that it's so over. The bidding wars have dramatically lowered in the past couple months. Dramatically. The amount of people applying for mortgage loans has dramatically lowered. Although a lot of them are moving into what's called ARMs, which are variable rate mortgages. because you can get a lower interest rate in the short term, and you won't actually, the interest rate actually won't vary for like 5 to 7 years, because that was the big problem that caused the housing crash. So people are getting a little bit more risky to get in there and get a house. So that's something that's been going up. But a lot of those are towards higher end houses too, which is interesting. But I'll be talking more about that, because listen, you guys want financial freedom, right? And you want to earn money from your investments. And so I'm daily crypto bull, but I feel my real value here, my real thing that I bring you and you expect me to bring you, are ways for you to invest, although it's not financial advice, right? These are my opinions. These are things that I find. I share information. But that's what we're here. And I can't just sit here and say, hey, buy crypto. That wouldn't be doing anybody good. I'm buying, I'm DCAing, but with the anticipation of it going up a good amount and making me good money, not tomorrow or next week, but in a couple of years. Ideally, 3 years is where I'm really looking, because that's where I think the roughly top of the market will be. How long do you feel? I would say it lasts about a year, but because of the greater macroeconomic landscape, I think it'll be longer, and I think it'll be deeper than it would have been in a better environment, because the entire time crypto has existed, we've been in a bull market, right? Bitcoin was invented in 2009. That was, you say during the house market crash, but it was towards the tail end of it. And we've only been going up in everything, in housing, in stocks, in everything has been going up the entire time of crypto. And it would still have its bear market crashes. So now that we're having a bear market crash during this macro bear market going into recession, that's interesting. Do I think ETH will go up when the merge happens? Absolutely. The question is how much. I hope the ETH merge gets pushed out. I think it'll happen in August or September, but I'm hoping it gets pushed out even further, because I want it to happen at a better time. But I'm still DCAing into ETH as my main priority regardless. And by DCA for me, it's when it hits certain levels I buy. Like right now, I was buying in the 19s also. But I expect it to go down lower. I do. The question is what will the merge do at this point in this nasty of a macro market? I don't know. Hey, we're at 3,600 likes. Could you guys pump us up to like 4,000 likes? 73 people on here. I bet you guys can do it pretty quick. And hit the share button if you haven't. And also click the link in the TikTok bio. It'll take you to the resources page. Check out my resources here. There's my YouTube channel link right there. Class on how to get free Bitcoin and Ethereum. Voyager, if you're in America, get interest on your crypto. Got some good. I do a step and activation code giveaway periodically. Go ahead and go join that. Text message group, YouTube channel again, Discord, and here's the card that I use to mostly buy everything, because it's the best Bitcoin rewards card there is. I'm not sponsored by any of this. It's just that I thought, well, what things do I want people to know about? So I made this resources page. 4,300 likes. You guys did that really fast. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thanks for sharing the video, Hazy. But yeah, and again, over the weekend, Vitalik said that about the merge, that they're going to be doing the testnet merge on June 8th is their date. And so if everything goes well, they will do the actual merge in August, as long as nothing goes wrong or there aren't any setbacks, which I bet there will be some, and I hope there will be some, because I want it to go longer. Wow, Priyan's Leo, you have shared the video with more than 10 friends. Thank you. MCL, Hazy shared it again. Sly Kofi shared the video. Thank you. Appreciate you. And hit the follow if you haven't yet either. But with the merge, to me it's the most bullish event that crypto has ever had, but it's happening at the most bearish time in all of crypto that crypto has ever had. Yeah, that's a good way to say it. I think the merge is the most bullish thing to ever happen in crypto, but it's happening at the most bearish moment in crypto's history. Let that sink in. That's exactly where we're sitting right here. And so I'm like, what do you do? What do you do there? I think you just keep buying ETH. That's what I'm going to do anyways. I'm just going to keep buying it. But I probably won't buy as much as I would have. I don't know, man. I don't know. The most bullish event in crypto's history, other than the invention of Bitcoin, the genesis of Bitcoin. Other than that, the most bullish event in all of crypto is the ETH merge in crypto's history, and it's happening at the most bearish moment in crypto's history. What do you do? I'm going to keep repeating that because I just put that together. You saw me about 30 seconds ago put that statement together because that just perfectly sums up what's going on. And it's like, how much, the question is, how much can the most bullish moment in crypto buck the most bearish time in crypto? Just when you think things are going to be easy. November or December, I would feel more confident in November or December in terms of ETH going up big time because of the merge. But August, September, the Fed's going to raise it. Fed's going to start selling bonds into the market and sucking cash out of the economy on June 1st. And they're going to ramp it up they're going to do 30 billion and then 60 billion in July, 90 billion in August. Plus they're going to raise interest rates again, another 0.5% in June and another 0.5% in July. And then it's like, and then they ramp up the bond selling and we got these interest rates and it's like, August? Really? Is that when the merge needs to happen? Could it happen at a more uncertain time? Like, God damn it. God damn it. That's how I feel about it. So who we pick in top 5? Ethereum always number 1 for me, and then Bitcoin, then probably XRP. I might put Gala at number 4. I think I might have Gala at number 4 because I'm just so damn bullish on blockchain and NFT gaming. I think I want to get Gala. I think I want to get Gala more than I want to get XRP. Yeah, I do. I want to get Gala more than I want XRP. I think Gala is number 3 for me. That's bold, right? Anyone else saying that? Anyone else in the crypto influencer, content creator, YouTuber space saying Gala number 3 behind Bitcoin and Ethereum? Anyone else saying that? Because I think I'm saying that. Because I think about in my heart what I want to buy in terms of coins. I think Gala's number 3. And Sand is certainly in the top 10. It might be number 4. I might put Sand above XRP. I can't do that. No. XRP's got to at least be at number 4. Then maybe Sand 5. Mana, Engine, Algo, Sol. Let me see here. ETH and Bitcoin. You guys are laughing because you see what I'm saying. You say Mana, but I don't like Mana. I actually don't like Decentraland much. I like Sandbox so much more than Mana. But Engine, you bring up a really good point because again, I'm so big on blockchain gaming and I'm not a gamer. It's just so obvious when you look at this that this is a new model that is going to take over gaming, right? Because gaming, that's what's happened in gaming throughout its history. Different models come in and that dominates and takes over gaming, right? They had mobile gaming that wasn't around really 15 years ago, and it took over, and free to play, and these different styles of games and these different models, right? And so now we're moving into this NFT model, and it's just so obvious that is going to be the dominant way games run. All of them, not all of them, but most of them, any of the big ones. So, but then you get the picks and shovels like Engine. Maybe Ultra. Ultra's kind of the Steam of blockchain gaming. Veracity. I like Vulcan Forged. Maybe Altura. Maybe UFO. Theta is because of the streaming. I like Theta. I think Theta's got a good shot. How much should I hold for a guaranteed 100K? FC Sam. How much what should you hold for a guaranteed 100K? I can't give guarantees. To me, one Bitcoin in the next bull run will at least hit 100K. I can't even tell you how shocked I would be if in the next bull cycle, after the next halving, Bitcoin doesn't cross 100K. I can't even remotely tell you how shocked I would be if it didn't do that. So essentially, crypto greater than NFT long run. Well, the NFT is an evolution of the blockchain. Crypto, when we say crypto, that's the cryptography that really secures the blockchain. And crypto coins are really, I think of most of them, other than Ethereum and Bitcoin, and probably XRP, they're mostly just stocks. They're like stock shares is what they are. So they're not really usable very much, other than Ethereum and Bitcoin and XRP. Most of them aren't really usable. They're just more stock shares. So NFT is an evolution of being able to use, is the next evolution or whatever, innovation, is a better word, in terms of using the blockchain to actually have digital assets. So in gaming, you can have skins, you can have land, you can have items, in-game items, you can own businesses within games, and they're yours, you own them. Not in some closed system, you actually own them on the chain. They're verifiably yours and you are in control of them. They cannot be taken from you. They are yours. I don't know what that is. So I would say crypto greater than NFT. That's a weird message I'm getting. Let me see here. Gala specifically, how much is a good buy and hold MA dollar cost average for a month and hold? I don't know, man. I think it's at a good price as it is. But with that being said, I'm not even buying Gala yet because I'm only buying Ethereum and a little Bitcoin because I just think everything's going lower. With that being said, I am buying some in-game assets. Like I'm really looking at Mirandus, although I don't think Mirandus will be out for a while, maybe a year. But you can buy businesses within Mirandus, which is made by Gala. And to me, that looks to be the game. It looks literally to me like this. I don't say this lightly. I know it might sound bold, but I don't say it lightly. Mirandus to me looks like the game that is, when you think of metaverse, not Ready Player One, right? We're not living in it. But in terms of that best models the real world, even including that economic component that is like the real world, not just, oh, I'm playing and making money by pushing a button. No, I mean, it's actually like a real economy where people have to buy and sell things to survive and thrive and move on, and there's different strategies within it amongst an entire game that is life. Mirandus looks like that to me. So you can go to OpenSea and you can buy some Mirandus stuff. You know what? Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you want me to go to OpenSea and look at some Mirandus NFTs, gaming NFTs. Because when I explain this to you, if you don't know this already, it's going to open your eyes. So throw some 1s in if you want me to do that. I want to see a bunch of 1s come in. We got 73 people on here. I want to see a lot of 1s come in because I'm going to actually spend a little bit of time going through here, probably at least 10-15 minutes. Right, so if enough people don't put 1s in here, I don't want a bunch of people hopping off this stream. I want to know that enough people want to go into this. Thought? People will actually stop living in the real world. I don't know about that. I mean, we're still going to want to have the physical contact, but we'll spend a lot more time. Because if you are actually earning money doing something fun that is as engaging as real life, not as engaging, that's too much, but very engaging, etc. I saw a lot of 1s come in, so we're going to do it. Let's go over to OpenSea. Actually, before we go to OpenSea, let's do this. Let's go to Mirandus. Let's look at the game. It's an MMORPG, so that's like World of Warcraft. Even if you're not a gamer, which I'm not, there's just no way you haven't heard of World of Warcraft. or RuneScape. Actually, this is probably a lot like RuneScape from what I understand. Mirandus kind of looks like this. And this just isn't even going to come close to doing it justice. Exemplars, these are some, because it'll be a free-to-play game, but if you have these characters, you will have extra abilities within the game, right? And these are deeds right here. These are deeds to different properties. We'll get into that on OpenSea. A lot of different stuff. Buildings, you actually own your own property, right? So this isn't sounding different to you all maybe yet, but it is. We'll get to it. Because when we get to OpenSea, I'll really show it to you. So that's that. Now let's go to OpenSea. I could look around there more. I really encourage you to spend time looking into Mirandus, but let me show you this stuff first before you start doing that. I wish Gallo was a sponsor. God, that'd be amazing. I'm such a big fan of them. Anyways, so this is Mirandus, blue check, OpenSea. So these are some exemplars. So these are characters that you could get, although you don't need to have one of these to play the game. These are just going to have advantages, right? This is a pit fighter, this is a weaver, this is a green cloak, this is a rider of the north, so this one's going to be really good at riding. See, they put the little symbols up here. This is a strong hand, so probably really good at forging and making things. And these are human exemplars. And there's different ones. There's orcs, there's stuff like that. Tent, because in the game you'll have to rest, right? So let's click on tent real quick. This is the first. This is a deed. Look at that. This is a deed. You own a tent. There are only 2,000 total tents in all of Mirandus. If you own this tent, you own one of 2,000 tents that will ever be made, that will ever exist in this game, which can very potentially have hundreds of thousands, very potentially have millions of players daily. So this is a place to rest, because players need to rest. They need to re-energize. Again, trying to be like real life. And again, that's only going for, what is this? 200-ish bucks. Let's scroll down some more. So now we got some orc exemplars. And these you can get these guys and have them be workers for you, right? I'll show you what that means in a second. Here's a simple storehouse. So let's click on that. Again, it's a deed. This is something, there's only 1,100 of these, 1,083 of these in existence that will ever be. And what do you do with the storehouse? It's a basic structure for storing crafted goods. This is going to be a necessary thing, just like the real world. You can't just have stuff. It's got to be stored somewhere. Look at this. Armor stand. Look at that. This is a business right here. Armor stand. There are only 594 of these that will ever exist in the world of Mirandus, right? An armor stand. What does an armor stand do? A basic armor can be purchased here. So this is a business, guys. This is a business. You have an armor stand in the world of Mirandus, and people come here to buy armor from you. There are only 594 of these in the entire land of Mirandus, and you can own one. Hell, you can own multiple of them, right? So there's one business. I'm going to get deeper into this too. Stick with me. You're going to see how this gets really extra crazy. Hitching post. So this is something you can own where people can hitch their horses to. My lady's out there just going crazy on the phone. She knows I'm in here streaming. A woodworking stand. Going for 0.2, 400 bucks. This is a business. There's only 591 of these total. Look at this. A basic stand for small woodworking projects. So you can make wood things. You can make chairs. You can make other things of wood that people need in the game. This is trying to model real life as much as possible. I mean, you need to sleep, and you need to eat, and you need to meet people, and you need to rest, and you need to do all kinds of stuff. Here's a barn. This is another business. I mean, that's what these are. These are deeds. Only 1,379 of these ever in existence. A decent-sized barn capable of handling the basics of livestock management, just like in real life. This stuff you can't just have. You'll need to have horses. You'll need to have cattle to provide food for people. Look at this: an archery stand. A weapon stand. Let me get to something else. Here's a camp. A tent would be more for your own resting. A camp would be somewhere where people can come and camp to rest. You know what I mean? So they would pay you a fee to camp. You can have a weapon stand. They can pay you to buy weapons from you. Let's go a little further. Here's a simple forge. So you can have a string of businesses. Check this out. Some heat and a small anvil help provide village basics. So this forge, maybe you can manufacture some weapons here in this forge, make weapons in this forge, and then take them to your weapon stand. Come on. And sell them at your weapon stand. So you manufacture the weapons at the forge and you sell them at your weapon stand, right? You could have a tavern. Click on a tavern real quick. I think this is one of the better buys. About 1,300 of these will ever exist. I mean, for $650. A basic respite for all weary adventurers and travelers, so people can come here and rest and get food from you. So you have a tavern, just like in real life. People need to come in and they need to rest and they need to eat. They can buy meat here. They can buy grain here from you. You could have a grain stand, and you could also have a farm, which is like a homestead. Here's a temple. This is where people go to heal. Like if they're poisoned or they're dying, they go here to heal and they pay you a fee, like literally right here. Healing and blessings can be found here if the offering suffices, which is if they will pay your fee, you can heal them and bless them. And this is something that's actually valuable and necessary in the game. I'm going to show you another thing too here real quick. Something that's really kind of wild. There's an armor shop, which is different than a stand. Here's a bigger forge. You can get dairy. You can make dairy here. Bakery, butchery. Let me show you some weapon shop. You have a brewery, a large barn, a large storehouse. Look at this. Here's a homestead. 1.6. A rustic but livable house for an adventurer to rest in. There's more you can do here too. You can grow crops and stuff like that. There will only be 1,000 of these ever in existence. I told you just take a minute because I'm really trying. I've spent so much time studying this. I'm really trying to give you a crash course on what this is and how maybe you're understanding how crazy this is. You can own a ship, right? This will take people off. You can go off into other lands in Mirandus, across the sea, and go on adventures and get loot and accomplish other things that way. And you can also take people and they can pay you fees so you can transport them to other lands. Or you can transport their goods, or you can bring goods back. Weapon shop, there's a brewery again. Oh, let's scroll down a bit. I want to show you something that's that I really like, but is really, here's a grand inn so it can house more people and give more stuff. They have, here, look at this, a cemetery. This is crazy. $18,000, a cemetery. Why would you have a cemetery? Because when players die, they have to come back to life through a cemetery. And look, slain players can slowly return to life here in this modest cemetery. They pay you a fee to come back to life. They come through here. There's only 154 of these. Are you starting to see what I'm talking about here? Let's scroll down a bit more. This is somewhere where people can spend a lot of time that has a real economy. Here's a farming hamlet. So this is actually quite a bit of space. You can rent out pieces of the hamlet for people to farm and have other businesses. Like you can own a ranching hamlet, and someone with a majestic stable could come in and rent land from you to be in your hamlet. Grand armor shop, majestic weapon shop. So look at majestic weapon shop. Check this out. So obviously that's going for about 80 grand. Majestic weapon shop. Check this out. The 5 great kings come here to equip their imperial guard. Nothing more needs to be said. So you make a shitload of money owning this. That's why it costs so much, because you have the absolute best weapons in the land, and the biggest and best and the most wealthy come here to buy weapons. Because in the land of Mirandus, there's also 5 kings and there's only 5 cities. And you can actually own an entire city. It's called a citadel, I believe. Majestic armor shop, village of the earl, town of the duke, a whole town. You can own a wharf for boats when they come in. They pay you a fee to use your wharf. Stonecraft shop, large inn. I mean, I just wanted to show you what's possible here. This is absolute farming. The farming, God, it's so. I would call this what I think of as metaverse, where it is like really simulating real life. I'm gonna go back here and just look at you guys now. I'm gonna look at some comments that probably came in. Thanks for all the follows and shares, by the way. I don't know, video games take over people's lives now. I agree. If you can sit here and just play this thing at home and like have fun with it and have these online businesses, like if I have a forge and a weapon shop and a weapon stand and an armory, like I'm now in this like weapon and armor business. I manufacture and I sell it, and I have a business here online, and I need to run it. You run it in this thing. You run businesses. You run them. You don't just have them. Like you need to run it, you need to pay an employee to run it for real. People are going to be employed in this game. You are going to employ people to run your weapon shop, to run your tavern, to run your camp, to run your majestic armor shop, to run your cemetery. Does that not sound like the idea of the metaverse to you? But it's in a game. And it's in a game that models we'll call real life, but it's still a game. I see life as a game, but it's more fun, right? So it's like RuneScape or World of Warcraft, and it's made by Gala. It's not just some fly-by-night company. It's freaking Gala. Why do most cryptocurrency website stuff always look so childish? Because they just get thrown up. Story time, but yes. Is this metaverse? I would say so. What game? It's Mirandus. Why would people pay for that? Buff Inu. Imagine this. Let me shrink myself so people on YouTube can see. If I own Citadel of the Stars, these aren't for sale actually right now. God, I wish they were. Not that I don't think I have the funds to get those anyways. But for instance, why would we own that? Like if I have this archery, like I buy this archery, people come here and they buy, or a weapon shop. They come and they pay me to buy weapons from me. Like in games, you go pay for weapons and armor and all kinds of stuff in games, but you're usually just buying them from some automated thing within the game, and it just stays with the gaming company. But if they come buy weapons from me, I own the armor shop. They're buying weapons from me just like a real business in real life. So now I have a business. That's why I would want to own a weapon stand or a weapon shop. And you're thinking, how does a game make money then? Because they take a little piece of every transaction in the entire land of Mirandus. They're the government. They take a little tax out of every single transaction. They're the government. Does that not sound like the metaverse to you? Seriously. The gaming company is the government. Sort of. But it's more decentralized, more we have more say and more vote. Because it's a sovereign nation. It's a fucking sovereign nation. Let this sink in. Spend time thinking about this. You can buy them now. I was on OpenSea. I'm on OpenSea. You can buy them now. I'm on OpenSea. These are NFTs right here, right? I can own this quay, which is a really good dock. Basically, Village of the Earl. Let's go to. There's only 20 of these. There's only 20 of these in the entire land of Mirandus. So it's a village with sturdy walls located near the Earl's manor. So if you own this whole thing, you have tenants. You have people that rent from you. You have businesses here. So this is like owning a city. This is like, if Gala owns the world, if they're the global government or the federal government, this is like a city. This is like, San Diego or something. And so you have businesses within here, and you have residents within here, and you have all kinds of stuff, manufacturers, everything within here. Does that not sound like a metaverse to you? Just like World of Warcraft auction house. I don't play World of Warcraft, but absolutely, like to me, the games that are going to really be the real metaverse type thing is going to be like a World of Warcraft or RuneScape model, and that's what Mirandus is. Like here, there's all kinds of plots of lands within the Village of the Earl that you can rent out. You can rent out land. Like if I have a weapon shop and I want to go to this particular Village of the Earl, I would go to the person that owns this, and I would negotiate a fee for a plot of land to have my weapon shop, and I would pay them. Devo, what's up, Devo? Your grandson buys stuff all the time on Roblox? Absolutely. Only for the rich. Yeah, this is one of, if you want to own a city, there's only 20 of them in the entire land. Absolutely. But dude, stop having that limited mindset. Watch this. You don't have 85 ETH to participate in this game. Tune in, Anthony. If my computer will go back, I'll show you. You can own a weapon shop for like $500, and you can have a weapon shop that sells weapons. There's all kinds. Oh crap! My computer. Gonna have to exit. I'm gonna have to shut it down real quick. Something's going on here. You don't have to own a city. You can just own a business. You can own a weapon shop for $500. I don't think anyone can say if you have $500 you're rich. But yes, of course, yeah, Carl, I agree. Of course, do your due diligence. Of course, do your damn research. Of course. That goes without saying. I'm here to just bring you, now I have done my research, and I obviously feel very good about this, but could I be wrong? Of course. But I'm trying to lay out what I've discovered. And this is the way I look at it. You know, you can own a woodworking stand and sell woodworking products. You can own that for 0.2 ETH. You could go buy this right now for $400. In no concept do you need to be rich to own a woodworking stand. I think these things are dramatically undervalued, in my opinion. But the game probably won't be out for about a year. They are going to have a bit of an early access thing, I think, next month for people that own exemplars. And they have their own coin. They have this thing called, I think it's called Mysterium. But yeah, that's what I'm getting at. You own a tavern? God, I just think that's so crazy. To own a tavern where people need to use it, they need to come eat, they need to rest. It's a better structure for people to come do that in than, say, a camp. It's just, that's crazy to me. And there's only how many taverns in the entire world of Mirandus? About 1,300 taverns with potentially millions of players of this game. I mean, think World of Warcraft, think RuneScape. What site? I'm just on OpenSea. I'm on OpenSea. All this stuff is for sale on OpenSea. But the game is called Mirandus. And it's made by Gala. And they've been working on it for quite a while. I mean, it's obviously a very, very ambitious game. Very. Right here. I just Googled Mirandus. It's an MMORPG, massive multiplayer online role-playing game. And you just go to mirandus.game and check it out. Go to Gala. Do your research. Absolutely do your research. But this is by far the game in all of blockchain NFT gaming that I am the most bullish and excited on, because I can own businesses within it and play the game. I want to play games, but I haven't played games for years. Why? Because I think it's a waste of time. I don't make any money with that, and they're addicting. But all of a sudden, if I can play a game that's fun and addicting, and I have businesses within it where it, like, just like the real world, where it generates real income for me, that's a game changer. That's unbelievably different. How much have you bought? I bought a couple exemplars so far. But I think the game's not going to come out for about a year. Again, I don't think in the crypto market we're in any big rush for anything. But I'm going to buy some of those. But I think they might come down more. They've come down a lot over the past couple of months because I'm looking at the macroeconomic. And I'm tempted to just go ahead and just buy a tavern right now because it's just ridiculous. 0.3, like I can buy a tavern for $600. But they're going to be doing their rollout. They're going to be doing another test play in June, from what I understand, if you have an exemplar. So you can go play that, and you can earn Mysterium there, which is going to be their at least one of their currencies, and it's also usable, like for magic and stuff within the game. What game? Mirandus. Yeah, Anthony, definitely do your research, man. Definitely do. I'm just showing all of you this today so I can, like, open your minds to what is possible, and you can start looking into it more. I'm just trying to make you aware of it. I gotta go get a haircut here pretty soon, because again, now I typically do live streams Monday through Friday at noon Pacific Standard Time. I hopped on a little early today because I got a phone call or a haircut at 2:30, and I got to pack up, and we're leaving tomorrow. For over the next couple weeks, my live streams are going to be more intermittent, and my content posting, because I have graduations to go to. There's even a wedding that I'm in, and I'm going to be traveling for the next couple weeks and seeing people I haven't seen in a long time. So I'm going on a bit of a vacation, I guess. You're welcome, Anthony. Hey, Anthony, anyone else on here, go join my Discord too, the Daily Crypto Bull Discord. I'm in there a lot, and the other people in there are fantastic. It's a great community. Just click the link in my TikTok bio, and it'll take you to, when you click the link in the TikTok bio, here, it'll take you to the resources page. There's my YouTube channel too. Scroll down a bit. There's the Discord. A couple other things. I really encourage you to look into getting this card. It's free to get. No application needed. It's not a credit card. I'm not sponsored by it, but I have it. Like right here. It's what I use to buy everything. Let me show you. It's what I use to buy everything. I get almost 2.5% Bitcoin rewards back on average. And when I buy like an Amazon gift card, I get almost 7% back in Bitcoin rewards. So imagine that. You buy a $100 Amazon gift card and you get $7 in Bitcoin back. Crazy. Just too ridiculous not to have. Join the text group too. If you're in the United States, I highly encourage you to get a Voyager account. And not sponsored, but this is what I use. Use my referral code too, because you'll get $25 in free Bitcoin when you deposit or trade $100. And you know what? If you don't want to use my referral code, that's fine, but use somebody's, because that's the only way that you can get the free Bitcoin. It's not a BlockFi card. No, it's Fold. I swear to God, I've never heard anyone talk about it. I'm the only person that talks about it. If you go to my resources page, the button for it is right here. And if you use this button, you get 5,000 free Satoshis. Well, I welcome you in, Anthony. I'm glad to hear, man. What did you say we can, but next week? I missed the screenshot. What did you say we can buy next week? I'm not sure. I don't think I said there's anything to be bought next week. Thanks, Diva. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a shower before I get a haircut too. I mean, it's interesting, man. I think over the summer, we're just gonna see prices of things go down more. Other than food and gas, I think those are gonna continue to go up. Gas might have stabilized maybe, but I think food's gonna go up. Straight up, like hear me on that. I think we have food shortages already happening. For real reasons. Do you know that Ukraine produces 42% of the world's sunflower oil? And Russia, although Russia's not as affected by its exports, but it's not doing business with some people, so that matters. Just Russia and Ukraine alone, the amount of like wheat, sunflower oil, and some other very vital food products that they make, Ukraine can't really do much with any of it. Russia's literally blocking them from doing it. They're swarming ports and stuff like that. And there's just been lots of droughts and other problems around the world where we're having a way lower harvest season than usual globally. So we have so food prices are going to continue to go up. And with asset prices going down, like food price going up, gas prices go up, like people are spending money on food and gas, necessities, before they're putting money into investments, like stocks, like cryptos especially. Cryptos are at the bottom of the barrel. They are, because they're the newest. They're the most speculative. They're the ones people know the least about. Just to be straight with you. So I think prices of everything are going down. And there's a lot of opportunity in that. If you're still holding a crap load and hoping it's going to go up, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Just come to grips with that and decide what you want to do with it in that scenario. Maybe I'm wrong. I could definitely be wrong. But this isn't something I want to say, but I feel like it's something I have to say because I truly believe it's the truth. I'm Daily Crypto Bull, right? If Daily Crypto Bull is saying this, you may really want to consider what I'm saying if I'm saying something so goddamn bearish. Thanks for the follows, Mr. Chuck and Dugarp. TEUE5. Buff Inu 2. Damn, I'm hungry. You know, I like doing these live streams. It's always so hard for me to get off of these live streams because all I ever want to do is talk crypto and investing. And this is like where I get to do it. And I get to talk to the people that also want to talk about that stuff. As you know, most people in your life probably don't give two shits about this stuff. They're probably more interested in, you know, the next Kardashian gossip or something, or, you know, some baseball player. Listen, I like sports, but it's just less and less interesting to me over time because it doesn't affect my life. Investing, crypto, affects my life. Thanks, bro. Definitely an eye-opener for re-entering the gaming world again. Isn't that cool? Word of funny? Scully says, I love this. Hulk says, I love lives like this. I appreciate you. Hulk, is certainly not your first time being on here. I appreciate you being back in here. I got goosebumps a bit. So that's one of the most like rewarding things for me is when people come back because they're resonating with what I'm saying and they're finding value in what I'm saying and what I'm bringing them. So I'm glad you're in here. But word of funny, I agree with you, right? Because I haven't played games for years. Because why? Like I'm an adult. I need to do other things. I have higher priorities. But if all of a sudden I can like play a game that's like shitloads of fun and it's social, like I can be in contact with my brother, with my friends that I don't talk too much, and now we can be doing this thing, and maybe I can even have hire some of them to help me run my online businesses, like a weapon shop, an armor shop, a forge, a tavern, a cemetery, a stable, a dock, a boat, you know, like all of a sudden that's my business and I get to play this game that's like World of Warcraft and RuneScape, and it's like, it's social, it's vocational, it's fun, it's entertainment, it's easy because I can just do it right here at home. I don't gotta commute. Like, the world has to be shifting to that because we want it. Many of us may not understand that we can do it, but we will shift there because we want it. Everything the world ever shifts to is because we want it, whether we know we want it at the time or not. Because it's stages, right? Some people see it and then they make it, and more people adopt it. Less and less time. I'm getting old. Yep. Totally. Carl, we're all getting older every day, man. Completely understand. The Matrix. Dude, we live in the Matrix. Like, I don't, that's another discussion, but to me, we live in the Matrix. Like it's not a coincidence that you're driving home and you're thinking, I haven't had spaghetti in a while. And then your wife calls you up and says, hey, want to have spaghetti tonight? That's not a coincidence. The forces that make all of this, I'm not religious, but we're just tiny little silly humans. What do we know? There's a massive universe. You want to talk about intelligence? To say we're a drop in the bucket of that is a dramatic overstatement. The force that moves this universe and coordinates all of it and runs it all, I believe it's just here to serve us, and we're part of it. So to me, that's like the Matrix. Like, none of this is real. Like this screen, this phone, it's not real. This is just energy that has taken a certain form that emits itself to look a certain way based on our ability to interpret its expression. And the physical things are really just electromagnetic repulsions and magnetisms that make it happen. This is quantum physics. This is something that I actually study for fun because it fascinates the hell out of me. What's the Matrix? I'm gonna guess internet damage that you're joking. Like the Matrix movie? If you haven't seen the Matrix movie, it is one of the best movies of all time. I'm just gonna say it. Like, I think it's one of the most must-watch movies of all time. Because, and it really cemented with me when I was a freshman in college and I was taking a philosophy class, and he kept going over all these like classical arguments, and all of us in class were looking at each other like, after several weeks of this, we're like, this sounds like the Matrix. And he's like, and our teacher, I remember his name was Rodney Cupp. He was a doctoral candidate, for a philosophy doctorate. And he's like, "What's The Matrix?" We're like, "Dude, you have to watch The Matrix." And so he watched it over the weekend and came back and he goes, "That movie was awesome, and you guys were dead right. It was packed with true philosophy." Quantum physics is dope. It's the best explanation we have to explain what the hell's actually going on out here. You never watched the movies? Well, I really recommend watching The Matrix. It's a lot of fun. It's a fantastically fun movie. And there's so much intelligence in it. The Simpsons. Truman Show. Truman Show is interesting. People, younger, like the Z generation, does not understand how humongous of a movie star Jim Carrey was. He was, to me, he was probably the biggest movie star of the 90s. He probably was. Adam Sandler was really big, but Jim Carrey. I want XRP to blow up. It will, eventually. It will eventually. We're just, it's a good time to increase your value in your intelligence, in your understanding of things, I think. That's what I'm doing anyways. So I've been spending a lot of time studying macroeconomics, and I've learned a lot about how this entire economy, global economy, works, all the gears and levers that work together. And it's fascinating. Jim Carrey is definitely woke. I like him. I would definitely be friends with Jim Carrey. I think sometimes maybe he's a little much. Like, I love to talk about this like philosophical, metaphysical, what the fuck is going on out here type stuff. But he might even do it a little too much for me. And it's one of my favorite things to talk about. But he seems, I don't know, I like him. I definitely do. I like him. But I think he's got his own struggles just like anybody else. Rock Now, says Chris Price. Definitely go join the Discord if you haven't. Quarks and leptons in the God field is fascinating. Absolutely. Quirks and quarks are... So those are things that are like within electrons. I think protons too. It's been a little while since I looked at quirks and quarks, but they're fascinating because the takeaway I got was, I'm like, these seem like personality traits. Quirks, quarks, and leptons. They seem like personality traits to me. So no two electrons are exactly the same. But then you get into that they all actually exist in all places at all time. God, the idea of God. They all exist in all places at all time. And it's like, oh, well, it's holographic, but fascinating. How about Mike Tyson? I like Mike Tyson. I definitely like Mike Tyson. I do. I definitely like Mike Tyson. I think, he's got the voice. Who is Neo in The Matrix? I think Neo is each one of us. We are the Neo in our own Matrix, but we don't realize that. We're asleep, literally, right? Asleep. And we're living by the Matrix's, what it tells us to do, society, etc. But in reality, each of us are Neo. And we can be the star in our own movie because we're living in our own movie. It's just that from birth, no one's ever told us that we're the star of our own movie and we can do whatever we want and be whoever we want. Instead, we're told who we're supposed to be and who we are. Philosophy. Get what I'm saying? How about Mike Tyson? Yeah, I love Mike Tyson. ETH prediction, end of year, no idea. What's up, Deggy? Ever listen to Dr. Joe Dispenza? I love Joe. He used to be, he used to have an office. I live in Seattle. He used to have an office, a chiropractic office, down in Rainier, Washington, which is about an hour and a half from me. And I used to be a chiropractor too. So I learned about him. I learned about Dr. John DeMartini, and I'm more like those guys. I didn't necessarily like the healthcare system, so I left it. I liked my patients. I liked helping them, but I didn't think the system was very empowering for me or them or anybody, so I left. But I'm much more like I think Joe is someone that, yeah, I definitely love Joe. Absolutely. When's the next crash coming? I think we're in it. Right? I think we're in a crash. Love Abraham Hicks too. Absolutely. I find her funny, but makes some really good points. And they all just kind of point to the same thing, like, this is you're here, you're in a game. That's what I take away from all of it. Like, we are in a game, the Matrix, whatever. We're in a game, and it is here giving us who we are and what we expect. And like Abraham Hicks will talk about, like, just the biggest objective we have in this game of life is to feel good. And when you feel good, you get more things to feel good about. If you feel bad, you get more things to feel bad about. That kind of sums up everything, right? You attract, like law of attraction. You attract your vibration. What you're putting out. This is science. None of this is real. We know this from a scientific standpoint. Everything is just literally energy. It sounds crazy, right, to most of us, but we are. And so we're constantly emitting frequencies and vibrations and attracting and repelling and attracting and repelling. Like, it's just simple push and pull dynamics. But it's infinite in its expression. Squid Game? I did. I watched Squid Game. That was interesting. Kevin Trudeau. Didn't he have some kind of network marketing scam? Isn't that who Kevin Trudeau is? I've been waiting years for this XRP court case to end. I know. God, will it please end? I also really like Dr. John Demartini. He talks about how we live our lives by a hierarchy of values, and each one of ours is different from another, like a fingerprint. So the things that drive our decisions individually. If you're a parent, maybe the number one thing you spend your money, your time, and attention on is your kids. If you're a business guy, maybe it's completely on your business. And so you have a hierarchy of where you would put your money, where you put your time, where you would put your attention. And I'm like, yeah, that makes complete sense. And so the number one thing he found in people that want to be wealthy, check this out. Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you want me to tell you, this is one of the most valuable things I've ever learned in my life. The number one consistency, the number one habit, the number one value, number one priority that he found in wealthy people. The number one. Put a 1 in the chat, I'll tell you. And when I say it, it's going to make so much sense that you're going to be like, I had to have already known that. That's how much sense it's going to make and how obvious it's going to be. I see a lot of 1s coming in. So Dr. John Demartini, here's what he said. This guy has been teaching for 50 years, traveling the world. He's an absolute machine. He gives more than 1 speech a day. He's insane. And he studies, he considers himself a human behavioral specialist, expert. Anyways, so he's had millions of people at this point, and he says, and he has lots of wealthy people. He says, the number one thing that I see in wealthy people, their number one value, because he believes people live by a hierarchy of values. Your number one value is where you're always going to have time for, always have money for, always give your most attention to. It's going to be your number one priority in life. And he said wealthy people, overwhelmingly, in almost every case, they have their top value of investing and growing money. I'm just going to drop a mic. Doesn't that sound so obvious? But yet you've probably never thought of it, and no one's probably ever said that. The number one thing they do, they always spend most of their money, their time, and their attention on investing and growing their money. How many people do that, though? Do you do that? Does anyone you know really do that? So when I learned that years ago, I thought, oh my God, that is so obvious and so doable. So years ago, I decided, by far, I always have money, time, and attention for investing and growing my money. Always. By far, I will spend thousands of dollars on crypto, but I'm afraid to spend $50 on car tabs. Like, I don't want to spend $50 on car tab, but I have no problem spending thousands of dollars on crypto and investments and things, opportunities to grow my money. Because where else could you? What else makes sense? Like, where should you have the least resistance to spending money? Because it's not spending; you're investing. You're growing it, and you know it's over a law of averages. You don't win on everything, but it's also a learning. So I'm willing to lose money to learn, to get better at investing and growing my money too. I've done plenty of that. That's because we like the subject already. Yeah. Yeah. See, you guys like the subject. Like, there's nothing that I have more money, time, or attention for really than things that will grow my money, grow my income, grow my money, not even my income, grow my assets, grow my investments, grow my value financially. Even when I sit here and I'm talking about this like metaphysical stuff, it's about, really at the end of the day, it's about increasing your life experience the way you want it to be. And I think we all want freedom if we really think about it. And one of the shackles that many of us are born with is financial slavery to a degree, economic slavery. As my alarm for my haircut, I like Alan Watts. You know who else I really like? Oh, here's one. Above all, right now, go look into Neville Goddard. Neville Goddard. That is gonna blow your effing mind. Well, I just somehow, I don't know how he went under my radar forever, but until the past few months is when I discovered Neville Goddard, and I'm like, oh my God, this guy puts everything I've learned together into basically a few simple things, which is everything we were talking about here. And he puts it in as a practice, because there's something that I noticed, like if you get really good at visualization, by that I mean picturing yourself in an event in the future, feeling it, really being in it, your subconscious mind, the universe, will do whatever to make that event happen. As long as you put yourself there and really get in it. And Neville Goddard was the first person I really found that really described this in the way that I've been looking for, at least up to this point in my life. Neville Goddard, man. You can find a lot of his stuff on YouTube. He's old, he's passed away. But Alan Watts is cool too. I say with a pen and a pad when I'm on lives like this. Oh, that's very flattering. That's very flattering. I also stream this live on YouTube, so it will be on my YouTube channel published also. But I better go. I gotta take a shower. I gotta go get a haircut in about an hour. I should maybe try to eat something. Still gotta pack because I'm taking, me and my lady are taking off tomorrow. We're gonna go to the mountains for a couple of days and go morel mushroom hunting because it's morel mushroom season. And then we're gonna head to another state after that and go back for Memorial Day and some graduations. And then I'm in a wedding the week after that. So my content is going to be less consistent than usual over the next couple weeks. Live streams, I don't know how many I'll get to do. I'm certainly not going to do, I may not do another live stream this entire week. I may not do another live stream until next week. I will still do some TikToks and stuff like that, but I will be in the Discord, right? Go join the Discord. Link in description or on the YouTube, link in bio on YouTube or TikTok. Go to the resource, they'll take you to the resources page. Scroll down a bit, there'll be the Discord link. Go join the Discord. I will definitely be in there. That is probably my main spot that I check that. As long as I'm in reception, which I may not be in reception some days because in the mountains, but as long as I'm in reception, I hop in there several times a day. And even if I don't get a live chat with you, I usually respond to most people's stuff in there, because there's not thousands of people in there. There's like a few hundred people. Go hop in. It's a pretty intimate situation. So that you guys got. Hulk says he's subscribed to YouTube. I appreciate you, buddy. Thank you. Albex, you're very welcome, man. Carl, I will. I'm going to have a good time over the next couple weeks. Carl says, everyone peace, good luck, good fortune, and good health. Absolutely. You know, and I implore you, you know, if you like what I'm saying, if you're liking me, if it's vibing with you, come a little further into my world. Join the Discord, follow me on YouTube, but definitely join the Discord, because that's the way that that's where my most closest community members are, and I'm in there a lot, right? So anyways, I gotta go. You guys are awesome. Take care.